from Los Angeles, California, with the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Oh, hello there, friendos, and welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined by a man who has removed his pants and underwear and is now currently jacking his boner off while in the camel pose. That's Geoff Clark.
What's up? You know I can't hit the camel pose.
And transmitting to us from the Eagles locker room, the bearded official whatever, I fucked it up. And Shuddy Boy!
You!
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you pull the ejection cord, or ever heard or seen you pull the ejection cord on an intro like that.
Yeah, I did a quick micro calculation in my brain, and I was like, there's never been a joke that's been fumbled at the start and funny at completion. So I just fucking bailed.
That's a good on your feet reaction.
That's a good old fashioned Kevin Kraft L. Try.
Well, so if we don't get too many more of those.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But I do feel like I'm close to 100%. Finally.
As do I. It's nice feeling almost normal again.
Yeah, dude. It was dragging on to the point where I was starting to get a little bit nervous. I was like, oh boy. The first two times I danced with COVID, they were pretty mild and over relatively quickly. And this dragged on like a motherfucker. Oh my goodness. Like, it was starting to get to the point where I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get my voice back. I might just be like permanently Steve-O. Because that was almost a week of my voice being gone. And it was still thrashed yesterday. And I feel like today I sound as close to myself as I ever have. But I'm still...
And my smell is mostly back.
Oh, no way. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I actually had a moment, Shuddy. I was laying in bed thinking of you.
How romantic.
I decided to give myself a credit card. Actually, I don't even know if this could be specifically classified as a credit card. It was more like a bunghole.
Well, if you shove your finger up to the knuckle into your butthole, that's way beyond a credit card, Kevin.
It was a boop. It was a bunghole boop. I just went like, boop. And then I was like, wait a second. I wonder
like you're
if
tapping a baby on the nose, you just tapped your butthole with the fingerprint of your finger.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like I was unlocking my MacBook. And it hit me. I was like Shuddy lost his sense of smell. And I was like, I haven't exactly been cataloging my smells. So I'm like, I wonder if I can still smell anything. And I sniffed my finger and I was like, uh-oh, I don't smell anything.
So wait, you had this thought after you booped your butthole or before you booped your butthole?
No, I just gave my butthole a boop. I don't
and
even
then
know
you were
why.
like, oh, what do I do with it now? Oh,
yeah.
Let's test my sense of smell.
Yeah. Waste not, want not. So I gave it a sniff and I couldn't smell anything. And I was like, that's not right. I should be able to smell my butthole. So I got up and I was like looking around. I'm like, what could I smell that would be gross? So I stuck my head in the toilet.
Why does it have to be something gross? Why couldn't it just be something that you knew had a strong scent of some kind?
Because I knew it would get the job done.
Like, credit carding myself was a last resort after everything pleasant couldn't be smelled.
I did go and
I might not have a sense of smell. Let me smell the foulest thing I can. I can't smell it.
I was panicking, Shuddy. I needed immediate results. And I figured the grosser, probably the more conclusive. Because I did try and smell one of my scented candles, and I was like, I don't smell that. This could be bad. God, what was it? What I can't remember what I actually smelled. Where I was like, "Ooh, I got a little something there." Oh, so after I stuck my head in the toilet, I stuck my head in the sink, and I smelled my garbage disposal drain. I didn't get anything off of that. I think what I did was I opened up my my little jug of pre-ground Folgers coffee, and I smelled coffee, and I was like, "Oh, okay, good." I definitely smelled that. But I guess it's a good sign, being that my toilet, my sink, and my butthole don't stink super bad.
Or is it that your brain knows what that Folgers is supposed to smell like, so it's a phantom smell and you weren't really smelling it?
The thought definitely crossed my mind. I'm not going to lie. But I
Because
found...
like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was getting the like slight whiffs, like just very faint, like that I thought were phantom smells. Then yesterday it started to come back, and today it's stronger still.
You might have just had a stuffy nose then.
Yeah, it might have been, but like I was completely like
That is one of
no
those things,
doubt.
because you know, obviously we bounce back. We're not super old. We're not super unhealthy. I wouldn't
Speak for
say
yourself, buddy.
we're all like, you know, just fucking pristine specimens, but I don't think we're in the danger zone of getting murked due to our age and health. But there was a part of me that was a little nervous, because it is a freaky thing. That is like one of your senses just getting nuked. And
Yeah,
it's like,
and
it's one thing if it's a stuffy nose. It's one thing if something fucking alters your brain and you lose one of your senses. That is not a fun thought. I don't like that at all.
of all the things that I was going through with COVID, the thing I refused to admit to myself for as long as possible was that I had lost my sense of smell. That's
And we got it the worst. I can't believe Carl, who we both got it from, just got like a nice little vacation. She had 2 days that were mildly inconvenient and then just bounced back to 100% immediately.
Well, maybe it's
patient
because
fucking zero.
Carl's healthier than you guys and kind of witnessed that fact firsthand, actually.
That's true. I mean, I just can't, honestly, like, the other day I was thinking about it and laughing so hard because before the trip, Shuddy's like, "Oh God, I can't wait to come out there and spend more time with Carl and be her favorite MSBH personality."
And I was convinced that I had done that. And then this motherfucker goes to hot yoga.
Yep, gives your
I
ass
didn't
fucking
even know we were
COVID.
competing.
Shuddy's, "Oh, I'm gonna be her favorite," and fucking gets COVID.
Well, hope it was worth it, buddy.
Listen, I even farted around her. No problems.
Really?
What?
Did she react?
No reaction whatsoever. Granted, they were mostly SBs, but they were silent. But I was not ashamed to fart wherever I needed to.
I mean,
Kevin's giving you the skeptical frown.
yeah, like when the fuck did this happen?
I mean, I don't have receipts for exactly when that happened, but I do know I was sitting in the passenger seat of the car one day while she was driving and I farted.
But they were all silent but deadlies.
There were, I wouldn't even say deadlies. There was no reaction by anybody in the car that anyone had farted.
Well, you know how sometimes when you're driving and it smells like someone farted in your car, but you're just driving through like some stinky section of land or something?
I will say, however, that I refrained from giggling every time it happened, just so that way it wasn't super obvious.
I
but
mean, you're
inside
making
my
it sound
head,
like you fucking farted in your hand and threw it at her.
Well, no.
You silently ripped one in the car?
That would directly fly in the face of the goal of the week. That'd be tantamount to Geoff saying at Korean barbecue how he was shitting while the accident occurred, but I don't think it would have been as well received.
Yeah, I mean,
if I was throwing fart dust in Carl's face.
So who else is in the car while you're just fucking ripping ass? You're like busting ass on my nana?
No, it might have just been me, her, and Lucy that time that you drove your car to her to the Airbnb, and I rode with Carl because you went later or earlier.
Yeah, I don't think that counts. That doesn't count as farting in front of Carl when it was silent. You didn't bear ownership, and it very well could have been blamed on the dog.
But I've just given you a whole list of excuses for how you can fart in front of her. I have laid the groundwork and given you a path to success, Kevin. You're welcome.
Currently,
right.
Kevin, I think you farting in front of Carl is the most important topic in MSPH.
I beg to differ. I think people are fucking sick of it. Although I have been hit up by multiple women who say that they appreciate my dedication and they wish their partner did the same.
I don't want to badmouth those prissy hoes because they're probably subscribers.
So how did your yoga experience with Carl go, Geoff?
Terrible, and I'm never doing it again.
Really?
That's not necessarily true. I might go again. I wouldn't even hate doing it like once a month. I'm not going to pay for a monthly membership to one of those things. I can tell where she trains out of. Well, there's a whole bunch of them, so
Yeah, it's like a massive nationwide chain.
Oh, is it? I didn't know if it was just Southern California because there's none in Long Beach, but she's a yoga instructor or getting her yoga training at Core Power, which I haven't heard of before going there the first time to do Carl's hot yoga class. Don't believe there's one in Long Beach. I remember us talking about it after the class, and the nearest one is like 40 minutes from my house, and the membership is like $175 a month. So I'm not going to spend $175 a month to drive 40 minutes for yoga.
Yeah, that's expensive stretching classes.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm 100% committed to it, even though I do want to get back into yoga. It'll probably, if I do so, it'll probably be DDP yoga or donation-based yoga outdoors in Long Beach. But either way, the place was cool. The experience was pretty awesome. It fucking beat my ass. And I'll liken it to like my experience was similar to someone who tries spicy food, like something really spicy, and insists like it's not a big deal or they're not gonna get fucked up by it. So like for the first like 15, 20 minutes of the class, I'm in my head just like, this is pussy shit. I knew it. And I'll hang with these chicks. And by the end, I was fucking thrashed. I got through it, but I took a couple like longer breaks towards the end just to like kind of catch my breath. And also like everyone was sweating because it was hot yoga, but I feel like I was sweating more than everyone else because that's what I usually do. And it was like tough to like keep the downward dog or keep certain positions because like my fucking mat was soaking wet and I would slide on it. So I was able to sneak in some breaks to like dry my mat. And then at the end, I just didn't even give a fuck. I was like pretty much lying down, like catching some wind. And if the class lasted another 10 minutes, I probably would have tapped. But I made it all the way through, and fuck, I was hurting afterwards. My body the day after felt great. Like I got all the benefits of yoga, right? Like just felt like limbered up and was comfortable.
Yeah.
But like immediately afterwards, I thought I was gonna have to puke. And this yoga studio was really small and like kind of cozy, I guess. They had a men and women's locker room, but there weren't doors. There were just like shower curtains blocking the entrances to both the men and women's locker room. And had there been doors, I would have 100% puked in the bathroom. But because of my loud puking and how small the yoga studio was, I couldn't do it, right? I couldn't do it because everyone would have heard. Is that me?
No, that's Chunk from the Goonies.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I didn't remember if you got a soundbite of me puking that one time.
No, I didn't.
So I was able to keep it together for most of my ride home, but this is usually a Wednesday basketball tradition. Every Wednesday after basketball, I get McDonald's. I didn't play basketball this past Wednesday, but I did go to yoga, and I just used my Wednesday basketball tradition on Thursday yoga or whenever it was that I went to yoga. So I got McDonald's afterwards, but I fucking puked outside of my car in the drive-thru a couple times.
A couple times? So you like open up the door, you're hanging out of it, you're barfing, and then you finish, you shut the door, you move up a little bit in the drive-thru line, and then you barfed again?
No, I puked. I didn't really hang out the door. I mean, I knew what was happening. I wasn't like drunk. I was just like opened the door and like pulled the trigger, puked, waited for like 30 seconds, puked again, and that was it.
Were there any cars?
Doubles.
Were there any cars behind you?
No, and it's usually it's usually like busy when I go there Wednesday nights at like fucking 10:30, 11. So luckily there was no one there, but I guess luckily for them, I don't even know. I was puking regardless. I was fucking thrash. And
I mean, Geoff,
yeah.
like your Wednesday ritual is you go and you do something athletic. You get some movement in your body, and then there's no part of you that wants to just take that net gain and run with it. You have to just go back to base level or below and ruin it with McDonald's.
No. Sure, there is a slight part of me that wants to take that net gain, but let's say that's like 25% of me. The other 75% wants to smoke pot, eat McDonald's, and watch maybe Jon Stewart Daily Show or I don't know, something fun on TV.
Is there just
I tape
like
it on one day.
Is there just like a part of you that thinks living to your 50s is a pussy move?
No, I guess it's an addiction. It might be I might be addicted to eating shitty food. It's something I'm probably going to have to work on. I'm going to try to better this summer. I think my brother is going to move out at the end of the month, and
oh wow,
me, Bill, and Cheech are bad influences on each other.
So you're blaming Bill for you eating fast food, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I think he would, in all fairness, I think he would blame me for him eating fast food.
And you're both probably right.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We both have a good point. And when we're around our ladies, we both eat more normal. Now, my lady can cook her ass off, so the more we hang out, I'm not necessarily sure I'm going to lose weight because I do enjoy eating her food so much. Kills on the baked goods front too, but yeah, I think it'll be easier because there will be less sports. Like that's the other thing, dude. Like if there's a Yankees or not a Yankees, there's too many Yankee games. If there's a Rangers or Knicks playoff game on, I kind of want to eat like Wingstop. Like that's what I want to do, Wingstop or maybe pizza. Knicks are eliminated from the playoffs, so I only have, I don't know, at most 14 Rangers games left this summer, and then I'm going to try to get into a healthy kick for a few months, knowing I'm going to tear it all down in the football season.
So is this like, you know how some people, while their team is competing, they like won't wash their socks, or like, I don't know, they won't cut their beard, Is this like a superstition thing where you think if you eat something healthy, your team will lose?
Um, no, it's not superstitious at all. I just, I don't know. I love eating like chicken wings or eating fried food when I'm watching sports.
Fair enough.
It's weird. Like, I don't know. There's not a lot of, I guess that's a consistent take that I have, but like, it's not like every time I go to the movie theater, I get candy or I get soda.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know. It's
I had
just,
to break. I had to break the tradition of getting popcorn. I used to get popcorn every time I went to the movies, and I had to cut that shit out.
correct me if I'm wrong. Sounds like I'm going to be. Popcorn isn't that unhealthy. Did you just do it super unhealthy?
Well, I mean, if you get popcorn at like popcorn by itself is not healthy, but or not unhealthy, but if you go to like AMC, all those kernels are just like swimming in butter and sauce, so they're popped, already buttered, and then but I also have my urges that I can't resist, so I got to put more butter on that motherfucker and then sprinkle some salt on it. And if I go to see a movie at the Alamo Drafthouse, they serve their popcorn in bottomless, big, like steel bowls, and it is fucking god tier. It's so goddamn good. Because they pop the popcorn and then they toss it in that bowl with butter so it gets evenly distributed. It's not like AMC where you have to put that like butter tar gunk on the top, and then once you eat the first like 2 inches of popcorn in the bucket, it's just like, regular popcorn underneath. This is all distributed. It's salted perfectly. It is so fucking good. But they must put a lot of butter on it because I have no self-control. So Carl will just like eat a few pieces and then be done for the film. I will be two-hand fisted shoveling that shit in my mouth. There's like popcorn all over the seat when I get up. And I eat so much that there are parts where like my heart starts beating like harder than it should. And I'm like, oh man, my body's really working overtime to process all this fucking cholesterol I'm guzzling. So I was just like, you know what? I got to fucking stop. I'll treat myself once every now and then, but it is no longer every movie I'm getting a big tub of popcorn because much like we discussed in the Easter egg, fucking getting old. I got another birthday coming up in like 2 months, and I'm just getting deeper and deeper into the 40s, deeper and deeper into middle age, and my doctor's like, you got to fucking chill this out, man. You're wrecking yourself.
Are you doing anything fun for your birthday?
No, I was going to go to Comic-Con, but I only had one lead at somebody getting me a pass, like a bonus pass, and I didn't have another one for Carl.
What about your cousin? How come she can't get you anything?
So she's in this situation now where she gets she doesn't get like extra badges. So she gets like hooked up with a badge, but if she wants to get a bonus badge, it's full price. And she doesn't get you have to get the 5-day pass or the 4-day pass or whatever it is, which is like $350 or $400. And, neither myself nor Carl wants to set fire to, $400 over it. So I think we might end up going to San Diego and, just hang out in San Diego for the weekend. But it's crazy. My birthday always for like the last, I don't know, for as many years as I can remember, always falls on Comic-Con.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last year you didn't go to Comic-Con for your birthday, obviously.
I'm hoping that by next year, I'm fucking cool enough to where I can get press passes again.
That's a very reasonable goal, I think.
I hope so. Because I honestly am not above just like buying a ticket either, but I always space out. I never know when that lottery is going, and you have to like wake up early, sit in that fucking waiting room, and then like be chosen by the algorithm. It's like, congratulations, you get to fucking give us money now. Because sometimes you get in that waiting room and you're trying to buy a ticket, and they're just like, better luck next year, fuckface.
Jeez.
But I will say, Geoff, I did get a report from Carl, and she was very impressed.
Really?
And we talked a bunch of shit on the last episode, and I was trying to, be like, hey man, this hot yoga shit, it is tough. It's not just like bend over, touch your toes. It's supposed to be a beginner course, but you're still going to get put through some shit. And she was like, yeah, I was impressed. Geoff fucking did it.
I definitely was a beginner course. Like I've taken tougher yoga classes. But it's made that much more difficult in that heat.
Yeah.
Like the movements themselves, I couldn't hit every movement because my yoga has been off and I'm not nearly as flexible as I was when I was doing it every day. Like,
what were some of the ones that got you?
It was sitting back on your heels.
Like a samurai?
Maybe. Like you're standing on your knees. That makes sense, right? So kneeling, I guess, standing on your knees, and then, well, that's what they call it in the fucking class. Don't make fun. It's stand on your knees. That's what it's called.
You're right. You know what? I just looked it up. Merriam-Webster does, like, if you look up kneeling in the dictionary, it does say standing on your knees.
Yeah, that's what they call it in the class. All right. So you do that, and then you sit on you try to sit on your back heels, and then if you can, go further back and like lie down with your legs underneath you. Believe it or not, I could get close to doing that when I was like in my yoga prime, but I was not nearly close. Like I just felt like my knees tearing if I kept going backwards.
Do you have issues with your knees? Are your knees kind of like fucked up or?
I didn't think so, but like I have significantly less flexibility than I did like 5 years ago. So that sucked. But like again, I wasn't gonna risk injury. I just kind of like stood on my knees or tried to sit on my heels, tried to do the movements, but more or less waited for them to get out of it and get into something that I could do. My balance was not nearly as good as it used to be. Like I used to be able to do like standing on one foot, the eagle pose while doing the eagle pose or doing the airplane on one foot. I couldn't do it. It was tough. It bummed me out a little bit, not having that much balance or losing all that balance. But otherwise, I felt like I did a pretty good job keeping up. They have I think they had the crow or the frog pose mixed in there. It's where you're kind of like, I think it's the crow where you're like almost standing on your
knees,
on your arms, and you're balancing on your arms, like your feet are off the ground.
Oh yeah, so you plant like your palms on the ground and you kind of like lift yourself up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Carl fucking nailed that. I was just like, damn, girl, all right.
Yeah, she does some shit where I'm like, what the fuck? What are you in Cirque du Soleil or some shit?
And I think that was her final class to satisfy her 200-hour minimum or whatever. But she was like one of the teachers, and it was like 4 or 5 different teachers throughout the class. So
yeah, I didn't know that was going to be because I was asking her about it, and she was like, "Yeah, like I only did 5 minutes of the class," and I was like, "Oh shit, I thought you were going to do like a whole thing." She's like, "No, that was kind of like one of the things because her final day was Wednesday, but I think that was her Saturday, and I think she did have to teach like a full hour."
Okay.
But the one that you went to, she only. They like tag each other in and out, and she only got to do 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, yeah. That's kind of a bummer.
And no bullshit. I thought she was the best out of all of them. The other girls kind of had like softer voices. Actually, the second one that went up was as good as Carl, but Carl projected more, and I just felt like her instruction was tied with the best out of the 4 or 5. I think it was 5 that went up there, but.
Yeah, I mean, yoga's her jam. Yeah. She fucking loves it, and I'm super pumped for her.
Yoga is fucking awesome. I'm going to try to definitely hit it this summer and just mix it into to my workouts. I'm trying to do like maybe 2 days of yoga, 2 days of basketball, and like 3 days of lifting. And I'm not gonna go to the gym or work out every day. So I'm probably gonna do yoga on the same day I do basketball, kind of help me limber up for basketball as well.
Yeah, that couldn't hurt. I gotta
Yeah.
fucking now that like I'm finally lifting up out of this COVID haze. I gotta get back in my routine too, because I feel like what's the best way to put this? I'm in these past few years, the best I've been able to do is keep up with inflation. You know, like as it takes more and more to burn fat off as I get older and older. I'm like, I'm just fucking staying in step with inflation. I'm not making any gains. My titties aren't getting any smaller. My fucking fat rolls aren't getting any smaller. So I think I'm going to continue taking today off and relaxing, because, if you exert yourself too much, you can kind of just get sick again, and want to just let myself flush this out. But I feel like taking, a week and a half, 2 weeks off with all the craziness, I'm already feeling like weak and shit. And it's like I'm at the age now where it's like I either just give up and plump up, or I gotta push a little bit harder, put a little bit more effort in. So I'm gonna start back up tomorrow.
Well, you're still, figuring out your career, still becoming a filmmaker. Really, you got to try to find some healthy athletic habits. That way, hopefully, when you add in more work, you'll continue the healthy habit.
Yeah,
Because if you can't do it now, I know you were super busy to getting the film picture locked and finalized, and you're still working on it. I understand that, but like, if you can't do it now, it's going to be tougher to do it when you have even more work.
Oh my God, yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm sure you know that already. But
Shuddy.
anyways, back. Let's switch gears unless you had anything else, because I have a little update for you guys about a fat guy move I made this weekend.
Oh shit! All right.
Not really a fat guy move, but my lady has a Sam's Club membership. Have either one of you been to a Sam's Club, or I guess even a Costco?
I've been to a BJ's. That's what we have here locally, which is the same thing. It's a wholesale club, buy in bulk.
Yeah, and I've gone with Carl to Costco. She's got a Costco membership.
I've been to Costco like maybe once or twice in my life, and Sam's Club this past weekend was the first time I've ever been, and whoa, I was overwhelmed in a good way. I couldn't believe
it was like Shangri-La.
Yeah, it was fucking wonderful. All the things they had, all the cheap but like bulk items you could buy. So I was able to buy like chicken that's probably going to last me like a week or two if I can. I'll have to freeze some of it. But like, I was able to buy chicken. The amount of chicken that I got at Sam's Club, I would have had to spend like probably 4 times as much to get it at Whole Foods. So I got some.
Well, yeah, well, that's comparing apples and oranges, buddy. Like that's comparing.
Oh, I'm just saying,
like
I was just blown away at the value. Blown away at the value.
Whole Foods. I'm saying Whole Foods is stupid expensive.
Right. Yeah, I got you. Anyways, so I'm gonna snack attack something. I think later tonight. They had assorted gourmet cupcakes, and holy fuck, do these things look delicious. And they had like, I was like overwhelmed. Like I was having, what's the good version? I'm struggling to find a word for this. What's the good version for a panic attack?
Fuck yeah, I want a cupcake.
Fuck yeah, I want a cupcake.
Yeah.
I don't think, I didn't do one. I didn't nut in my pants. Excuse me, Giz. I was pretty excited. It's pretty pumped. And they have like it's not just groceries. You can buy like you can buy like a TV there and shit, and you can buy like
Yeah, dude.
appliances. You can there's a whole bunch of things that you could get, and I wasn't ready for it. I was it was like two warehouses big. I was a little like thrown off about how much was going on, but once you got me into the food area, I was all about it. What a
Cheetos,
fucking
Crunchos,
experience. I
Cheetos,
think
Crunchos.
it's only like $70 a month or a year for Sam's Club, I believe. I might have
Fuck
to
yeah, I want a
I might
cupcake.
have to join. I might have to join Sam's Club.
Hey, can I be in your club? Sorry, no Jeffs.
Fuck yeah, I want a cupcake. Corn maki chew. Yeah, so I got a assorted 8 cupcakes, a little platter.
So, how many cupcakes have you eaten so far?
Only one.
So, you said that it's a variety pack. What sort of cupcakes are we working with here?
I think there's one's cookies and cream. One looks to be like a strawberry cheesecake cupcake, or maybe like a strawberry banana. There was another one that was clearly that was lemon, and I offered Cheech. Yeah, I agreed. I offered Cheech a cupcake, and he took the lemon because I think he thought like he'd be nice about it. I'm offering one of my cupcakes. I'll take the one you don't like, but that wasn't necessary. I can't. I shouldn't be eating all 8 cupcakes. So I hope he eats
Reese
another one.
PC
So
cheese and ham sandwich.
lemon, strawberry or raspberry, something else going on with it. Cookies and cream, and then there was like a almost like a chocolate, like a death by chocolate one, where it's a chocolate cupcake, chocolate frosting, like little chocolate ribbons, and like it's like chocolate, like almost like fudge on top,
Reese Pieces.
or like molten, like the chocolate that would pour out of a molten lava cake was on top.
Halloween themed
and-
white cheddar bone shaped poofs.
I had one of those. Me and my lady Eiffel Towered one, and well, she only ate like 10%. She took like a bite, and I just crushed the rest of it. But
That
the only
juicy
knock that I would have is
slab.
it was just overwhelming with the frosting, and I was eating it in bed, and it got a little bit on my fingers and on my t-shirt, and like kind of looked like I pooped myself and rubbed it on me. It's fucking gross, but I was in the comfort of my own room, so it's all good. But
Yeah.
it was delicious. The only issue is that and I can't believe I'm complaining about this, but it was too much frosting. Like there wasn't enough cupcake, and like the cupcake, once you take a bite, it can't support the frosting, so it falls over. So I got to pretty much eat this fucking thing in a bowl.
Yeah, got to tongue dart all of the frosting off of it.
I know.
Yeah.
Just
I just do enough licking to get the job done.
got to flate all the frosting off the cupcake, or at least half of it.
Yeah. Well, I also did a fat guy move this weekend with Carl. So
Did you tell?
we took little Lucy on a very long walk. She kind of lives near a college campus, and we sometimes will just do a lap and walk around it and just let Lucy burn some energy off and get us some steps in. They opened
While you
up
play Pokemon Go.
while I play Pokemon Go, and they opened up. I sent you guys a picture of this from when we went there after it opened. A gourmet cookie shop where all the
Is
cookies.
it called Crumble?
No, it's just called Chip cookies. And they bake all these fresh cookies, and they leave them. They're all stored in a heater, so they stay warm. And they're all these big, thick bastards. So inside, they're still soft and gooey and warm. And they also sell milk, so you can just like down all these big ass cookies with milk. And we both, anytime either one of us wants to do a fat guy move, we try to like push the other person into being the decision maker to pass guilt.
Oh, I'm familiar with that move.
Yeah, we're both just like, I mean, I wouldn't get upset over stopping at the cookie place. Like, I don't think I would either, but I don't know if we should. Like, I don't know if we should either, but I don't think I would say no. Well, I don't think I would say no either, but I just don't. So it's just two fucking idiots trying to nudge the other one into saying, you know what, fuck it, let's go get some cookies. And we both looked at each other.
That Tommy Boy scene where they turn on the fucking song, the guilty pleasure song, like, oh, talk about lame. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm down to change it if you are. Well, I guess we can leave it on if anything. Same type of thing.
Exactly. So we end up at the fucking cookie place, and I'm just like, you know what? We did just walk, a few thousand extra steps than we normally would. It's not the worst thing in the world if we each just get a cookie. And then she's like, what if we get a third cookie and we split that one? I'm like, so we each eat a cookie and a half? And she was like, yeah.
Now we're dancing with the devil, Carl.
I'm like, all right. So we put our order in, and the cookie guy's like, for 75 cents more, you get a fourth. And I was like, all right, throw a fourth one in there.
I mean, it's value. Doesn't matter if you're on diet.
Yeah, like one Jeff Clark devil popped up on my shoulder and was like, oh, the value. And then the Jeff Clark angel pops up and is like, yeah, what he said. Oh, the value.
Yeah, so, there's no version of Geoff Clark that's turning on that 75 cent for a fourth cookie.
No. And oh my God, talk about giz-inducing. They have they always have a cookie of the month or a cookie of the week or some shit. And this one was a chocolate peanut butter cookie. My favorite combo. So I was like, oh, well, okay. Yeah, of course I'm fucking getting that. And it was magical. I got that and a sugar cookie. Because I don't know why, but I have a soft spot for sugar cookies. I think they're underrated.
Was there any frosting on there?
Well, you might hate this move, but they automatically come with frosting, but I asked for no frosting.
It's not something I would do, but hate's a strong word that I would not use here.
It was mostly because I didn't want anything fucking with the purity of the cookie, I
don't know, but okay.
I wanted to enjoy a sugar cookie hot out of a warmer the way the cookie gods intended it. A pure sugar cookie. And oh my goodness, they were good. But I was like, fuck, I have to fucking stop this. All these cookies, everything I eat is just going to go straight to my titties. Well, hey, while we're talking about eating cookies, Shuddy Boy, I saw you shoveling some cookies into your fucking cookie hole.
I sure did. I was eating the Oreo Sour Patch.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a forthcoming snack attack as well. I just found those at Target the other day.
Big fan.
Really?
Big fan. So one of my favorite flavor combinations is Sour Patch Kids and Oreos. But I do it with the chocolate ones and the watermelon or the strawberry Sour Patch Kids. And it's a big time. I can't have Sour Patch Kids in the house. I love them so much. At first I wasn't hype on these having the vanilla cookie instead of the chocolate cookie, but they're delightful. I really enjoy them.
I'm not going to lie. At first glance, I thought Nabisco had finally lost their shit. I'm like, this is too much. Too much. This kind of makes my pee-pee sad. But that's not the case. It seems like all. Crossing the streams of gummy and cookie. I don't think I want that.
Are you saying it's not the case anymore based on what Shuddy's saying, or you've actually tried these? I'm confused.
No, I haven't. This is just me trying to conjure up a mental image, and I don't know, man. I feel like cookies and gummies, you got to keep them separate.
I'm with you, but need to do some snack attack, and a couple of Puminati, I think, hit me up about the Sour Patch Oreos specifically, and I had no reason to not buy them other than my alarmingly high blood pressure.
Shuddy, what is it about them that you enjoy? And is there anything gummy or chewy in the cream, or is the cream just flavored like Sour Patch Kids?
So the cream and the cookie It says Sour Patch Kids flavored cookie and cream with colorful inclusions. So there's no gummy texture in
Okay.
it. But they taste like like a sweet Sour Patch Kid. They're not super sour. I really like them. I really enjoy them.
Damn. Well,
I will
shit.
be devouring lots of these after dinner tonight.
Nice. Geoff, what happened with your teeth? Did you go in and get surgery yet, or is that coming up?
It's this Thursday.
Ooh.
I scheduled it. Hopefully there's no complications. I actually got to call my dental provider to find out exactly how much they're going to pay, or my dental insurance provider to find out exactly how much they're going to pay. I was told they're going to pay 80% of, I think it was like 80% of 80%. I was like, what the fuck does that? What? So I'm just going to call them and get the exact number.
Yeah, can you stop trying to confuse me with your fucking chode math, trying to screw me over?
Yeah, right. Oh, well, good thing for you. Your dental insurance is going to pay 80% of 80% of this. So I'm trying to do that. I was like,
you throwing
right,
two numbers at me that sound good into tricking me because you don't want to tell me what the actual number is because that number sucks?
Right.
You fucking scumbags.
I don't know. But I think to put it in sports betting terms, I think I'm well bankrolled to get the wisdom teeth pulled out of my fucking skull.
Yeah.
I hope I don't have to put too much of it on my credit card, but I'm going forward with it. Obviously this week, because gotta get the oral hygiene improved a little bit, and that starts with wisdom teeth removal surgery.
I mean, it is a big thing. They do say that there's like a very strong correlation between oral health, oral hygiene, and your heart. So, like, if your mouth starts diving, that also puts a little bit of pressure on the old ticker.
Well, and I don't know how true this is, but it makes a lot of sense. Like, your mouth is close to your brain, and if you have like bacteria in there, then it could go into your brain and affect that. And
what about your heart?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not, you know, if the point is
man, that hand gesture was awesome.
The dentist has told me before that oral hygiene or oral health it's not just like bad teeth. It's not just like a cosmetic thing. It does affect your overall health.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I think that's a lot of people, myself included, prior to a few years ago, would just think, oh, well, yeah, my teeth could look better and it sucks that they don't, but whatever, like, who cares? But like, no, like, teeth issues could lead to other issues. So
did they tell you anything about what to expect with the recovery process?
Kind of. They said that I need to have someone drive me home, and they recommended, someone helping me out. So they were kind of asking, like, dude, are you virgin or what's your deal here? Yeah. I was like, no, my girl's gonna help me. I'm like, all right, cool. So yeah, they're like, you're gonna have to eat soft foods until obviously you feel like you're good to go, which could take a few days. They pretty much told me that, like, I get wisdom teeth surgery Thursday. Like, Thursday is going to be fucking brutal. They didn't say fucking, but Thursday is going to suck. Friday is going to mostly suck, but then you'll come out of it. So,
I will just give you a little bit of a heads up that it kind of sucks because you do have like the big gaping wounds. And they got to stitch them up, and the stitches stick out, and they're kind of uncomfortable. And you also have to, they give you a little squeeze bottle with like a little hooked little hose on the end of it to fill up with like saline solution to rinse the wounds out. And trust me, you want to do this. when I was recovering from like the one where I got like all 3 taken out, I must have like skipped a day or something, or I forget how many times a day they tell you to do it and after each meal. But I was like, oh shit, I haven't used that squeeze bottle in a while. And you got to put the nozzle kind of like almost right into the wound and squeeze it, and it just flushes it out because stuff gets trapped in there. It might have smelled worse than the surströmming. It was fucking vile, and it like filled my mouth, and I was like, ugh, like fucking barfing. Horrible, utterly horrible.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the heads up on that.
From a first-hand experience, that is not one of the times when the doctor is blowing smoke up your ass. You want to keep those fucking wounds clean, or else it's gonna smell like sewer water.
No, like I'm going to take this as seriously as you can, in the sense that like whatever recommendation the doctor gives me.
What about
dentist,
this one? Because this is a big one.
I will follow. I'm not going to smoke pot either for the next like 3 days, because
Yeah.
they told me not to smoke weed for the dental assistant, the oral surgeon's assistant was like, yeah, you got to stop smoking pot for 2 weeks beforehand if you want to be put out for the surgery. And I was just like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, they didn't tell me that.
Yeah, then the oral surgeon, he's like 3 days. Like, you probably shouldn't smoke pot like 3 days before your surgery. And that was something I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I will go forward with being put out. Because the option was, do you want to be put out or do you want to still be awake during the surgery? And I was told that if I'm put out, I need to stop smoking pot for 2 weeks. And I wasn't going to commit to that. Like, nah. And then the oral surgeon came in and was like 3 days. Like, all right, yeah, I can not smoke pot for 3 days.
Yeah, this is something you definitely want to be out for. But smoking pot afterwards, because you can't smoke or like drink out of a straw or suck any wieners. Nothing to do with suction, because that can pull the blood clots out of the wounds, and then they don't refill and you get dry socket. So it's just exposed bone in your jaw for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to do.
There's ways around it.
What, sucking wieners?
Well, just whatever you do, if you don't close your mouth all the way while you're trying to inhale the weed, you can do it. You can smoke while.
Like this?
What I was going to do was, and what I already started to plan was, I was going to drink weed lean.
Weed
as
lean.
Like my solution
edibles,
to get high.
Yeah. You can. There's ways around it.
That's what I was going to do.
That's
I was going to do weed lean.
Nice.
But no straws, right? So I guess just I'll funnel it. I'll have my lady funnel it into me.
Yeah, just baby bird it.
Let's do an enema. Let's enema this weed lean right up my ass.
They do make those weed suppositories. Oh man,
sodomize myself with some cannabis.
So the on what day was it? I think it was Friday night. So last night was actually the first night I slept all the way through. It was like the first night I got a good night's sleep, because even before I got sick, you know, I was nervous with family coming to town and with the premiere, so I wasn't sleeping great then. Then I got COVID and I was waking up like every hour coughing my lungs out. Friday night, I woke up at like 2 or 3 a.m. coughing, and I coughed so hard that I fucking puked in my mouth and just like ran to the bathroom and spit it out, and then kept coughing and puked again. Like, have you ever coughed so hard that it triggers your gag reflex and you puke?
Yeah.
Yeah, that got me fucking twice on Friday night. Huge bummer. I was like, I think one of the only other times that's happened was when I got dropped off for my first day of college and got done unpacking all my shit, and I was like, all right, time to do the most awkward activity in my life, and try to make some friends here. Let's go meet some people. And the people in the triple next door were like, hey, do you smoke pot? I'm like, yeah, I smoke pot. Like, all right, come in here and smoke pot with us. I'm like, fuck yeah, friends, here we go. And like, I've been smoking pot for like 5 years. I'm gonna really show these guys how cool I am. Took a big rip and then just coughed so hard off of it that I got a Charlie horse in my grundle and puked. And I tried to puke in one of their trash cans, but it was those little desk ones that was all mesh, and they didn't put a trash bag in it yet. So I basically just barfed in a mesh trash can, got all over the place, and I was like, there you go, Kevin. That's how you make friends.
You ever smoke pot with them again?
Surprisingly, yes. Oh, my God.
I guess you did make friends.
Well, there was somebody worse. Shuddy, do you remember that guy who had like he talked out of the side of his mouth like this? And he would always go, yo, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You remember that guy?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy one time, he was so fucking goofy. He had like catchphrases before he would start smoking weed. So like...
That's kind of cool. Could be at least.
He got this new bong, and he invited us all to his dorm room to like smoke out of it. So he like packed it up, and he was like, all right, motherfuckers. I packed it so I get green hit. And he like gets himself all prepped up and he holds it up and he lights the lighter. And he would, every time he would take a hit, he would go, fire in the hole, and fucking take a rip off of it. And right when he put his face into the bong, you know, it was a brand new glass bong, first time being used, very clear and transparent. Right when he put his face up to it and he was hitting it, all this fucking drool spilled out of his mouth and just lined the inside of the bong with it. And then,
I've done that before. Not in front of people.
This guy did it in front of a group of people, starting to circle off, ready to christen this guy's bong. I'm right next to him, so he passes it to me, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm straight edge now. I got to go. Like, I'm not fucking hitting that. Motherfucker.
You didn't call him out for just drooling in the bong?
No. I don't know. It was too awkward. I just left. Probably the more awkward response than calling him out, but I was like, ugh, I am not following that. That is nasty. Shuddy Boy.
Yes.
I believe
That's my name.
You have something for us, correct? Do you have a random brain question for the room?
I do. I hate when it's teed up like that because I always feel like my random brain questions are so lackluster. But yes.
Well, those
I
sometimes start the most fun discussions.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for today's random brain question.
I know Kevin's answer to this, or part of the answer to this for Kevin. But do you guys prefer bar soap or body wash, and why?
Oh, I know why this is being brought up.
Well, because one of us is borderline, retarded. And used shampoo as body wash accidentally at Kevin's when he was out in California.
Yeah, a.k.a. the smartest guy in MSPH washed his body with shampoo. I will say, Shuddy, in response to your question, and this is going to be kind of nasty. When I was little, you know, my itchy scratchies, and we couldn't figure out what was causing it, any way to treat it, for some reason, I assumed that, you know, because I grew up in this might be a stupid thing to say, but a bar soap family. But that was probably...
As did I.
When did I think body wash come out? Is that a recent thing?
Body wash is, I would say, probably when we got to high school, started to become a thing.
Yeah, because I don't remember there ever being a body wash option growing up.
No, I can't either. It was definitely, and it was usually Ivory bar soap.
Yeah, and I assumed that the soap was the source of my itchy scratchies, because anytime I would use soap, my fucking skin would be all dry after the shower. So when I was young, I just stopped using soap in the shower, and I would only shampoo and just rinse off. I didn't start using soap in the shower probably until high school when body wash was a thing. So I was a real nasty motherfucker. But I 100% prefer body wash than to bar soap.
Yeah, that was where I figured it was going to go based on the assortment of body washes you have.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've migrated over to the body wash after growing up in a bar soap family, as Calvin so eloquently put it. My mom still does bar soap, as far as I know. That she had bar soap at her house that I had to use. But I mean, I prefer body wash. I don't even know why I prefer body wash.
I've
No,
sprayed my
I just
shower
do.
head on my ass.
I think it just smells better, maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm team body wash.
I'm bar.
Still,
I went back to bar soap. I was body wash and it was like Old Spice body wash, and then I found these giant bricks of Manly bar soap. And that's what I use.
where did you find them?
It's Target, it's Duke Cannon. And I have like they're literally huge. They're like that big and they're like that thick. And I have this little pouch that it goes in that turns it into like a scrubby.
That's kind of
Oh.
cool.
Well, Shuddy,
And it's like $8 for a bar of soap and it lasts forever. And the reason that I got confused by Kevin's soap is I've used the bar soap of the brand of shampoo that he has, and I thought that it was body wash, and I didn't even think that they made a shampoo. So that was on me not reading the packaging, just seeing the brand, being familiar with the scent, enjoying the scent, but I was very confused why it didn't lather very well.
well, I mean, Shuddy Boy, for as hairy as you are, it probably wasn't that big of a misstep to shampoo yourself.
No, definitely not on my chest, at least. Like,
do you ever shampoo and like conditioner your chest?
No, I condition my beard, but I don't condition my chest hair. No.
Do you shampoo your beard?
Yes.
Interesting.
I'll shampoo my ball sack every now and then. Am I the only one?
Do you really shampoo your nutsack? Because of the amount of
I
hair
just
on
made
it?
that up. I don't know. It's another fragrance. I like the smell.
Do you have like a fucking set of giant fucking hairy nuts?
No, I shave my nuts consistently. I just like the smell of shampoo
You like-
in my
Your
You
spray
like to
junk
mix
area.
up the smell down there for Lil Mama?
Sure. She
Wow.
she loves variety.
I mean, I just, put body wash in one of those poofs and scrub the shit out of my nutsack with that.
Yeah, I do that mostly, but sometimes I'll use a little Garnier Fructus or whatever they call it.
Oh, guess what, nutsack? You're getting a spa day.
Yeah.
Here's some Garnier Fructis for that ass.
I also got some Manscaped nut deodorant. Ball deodorant, testicle deodorant.
I've gotten that before. The ball sack deodorant. It's like an oil, right? And you kind of just lather up your sack with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Bronze
made me
your sack with
uncomfortable.
it.
Having like an oily sack, I was like, I don't think I enjoy it. It does smell nice. I will say that. It does smell very nice, but the experience of having an oiled up lubey nutsack as I'm going about my day, I find to be a little unpleasant. Not for me. So being that I have sort of just been holed up at home, I haven't had a chance to go to the cinema, although I did already pre-purchase mine and Carl's ticket to see Furiosa. Very excited about that, especially after rewatching Fury Road this weekend with Carl, who hadn't seen it in a while. Just a fucking banger of a flick. I saw just some heresy on Letterboxd with you giving Fury Road 2.5 dicks, Geoff. Like, what the absolute fuck is going on there?
You said Letterboxd?
Yeah, Fury Road 2.5 dicks.
That's one of the It's one of the few movies I've reviewed on Letterboxd. I don't remember that.
Yeah. And what an odd one to take a shot at. That movie is just fucking start to finish. Just awesome explosions, murder.
I disagree. It was a little too much for me, I guess. Didn't really like, I don't know. I don't even know what to call that kind of movie, but
an action movie?
It wasn't for me. No. It's not. I guess I don't know. I guess I prefer like 80s action movie stars, or you can do some like kung fu, like, or martial arts, like The Raid, that kicks ass. Or,
okay.
John Wick is good, but
sure.
I guess I don't like the futuristic aspect of it. Are you looking at my Letterboxd review by chance?
There's no review. It's just 2.5 stars. But Bonesy also only rated it 1.5 stars.
Oh my! The fucking blasphemy! That is crazy, man. I thought the only people that didn't enjoy that's just like a dude flick. A lot of women I saw were a little off put by it just being too much action, but I mean Carl fucking loved it. But I'm guessing you're not all that pumped for Furiosa, Geoff.
Yeah, I plan on not seeing it actually. Damn.
Well, shit. I'm excited, but I got caught up watching just some random. So I had a what the fuck did I just watch moment. I opened up Prime and I was like, you know what? I need to relax a little bit. I'm just going to throw on a random movie. I saw this movie on my Prime watch list. I do not remember adding it. I don't know where it came from. But this movie called Cool Dog was on my watch list. And I was like, this 100% looks like a Dom movie. And I enjoy throwing those on from time to time, I enjoy a good Samurai Cop or The Room or Tammy and the T-Rex, So I was like, fuck it. I'm watching this. Super short movie. I'm into it. And boy, did it not disappoint. If you enjoy watching a good, shitty movie, just straight up Cool Dog. It's currently on Prime, and man, fucking some wacky, wacky shit going on right there, my friend. I have a feeling Dominic would not be disappointed in the slightest by watching that movie. But I also watched... So this movie made it on my radar because it had such a cool poster. Either of you guys hear about Snack Shack?
No. Well, I mean, I did yesterday when I read your review of Dinner in America.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it right now and think I might want to watch it.
This was honestly like one of the bases where like, this looks like, that old school style of comedy poster. Your typical R-rated comedy that's kind of seems to have gone extinct for to some degree. And I was like, I didn't get a chance to go see it in the theater. I think it just had like a limited run. And it's on Prime now for like a $6 rental or something. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna check this out. And it was really fucking good. I thought it was kind of just based on the poster, thought it would just be like a very silly, almost like in the vein of like a Happy Madison production or along those lines. But it has like a little bit of a Richard Linklater coming of age vibe to it too, which I am a complete sucker for. It's set in the early... What's up?
Linklater kicks ass.
Oh yeah. And
Everybody Wants a Movie that you recommended me as one of the better movies I've seen in the last like 5-10 years.
Oh yeah. Everybody Wants Some is fucking excellent. But this one is set in like the early 90s. So there's a lot of nostalgia value, at least for me. And I really, really enjoyed it. And that was to the point where I was like, who the fuck is this director? Where did this guy come from? And then I saw on Letterboxd he has one movie that's more popular than this, which is the Dinner in America, which I recommended to Shuddy because it's got a lot of punk rock themes to it. And that one was also really good. I'm like, holy shit, this fucking guy. I got to keep my eye on this guy because both of these movies kicked ass.
That one was really uncomfortable for
Yeah.
most of it.
Yep.
That one, I don't think that there was a part in that movie from the moment it starts to the moment it kind of ends where I wasn't like a little uncomfortable at minimum.
Yeah, and I kind of enjoyed that, you know? I feel like a lot of movies are a little too comfortable these days, and this one made me feel very grimy. Every situation was very awkward. I'm like, oh, God, what the fuck is going to happen here?
Yeah, every single one of them. It was like...
Yeah, and like the main character, this guy is such a train wreck and such a loose cannon. I'm like, oh, my God, how the fuck is he going to torpedo this situation? But Adam, I don't even know how to say this guy's last name, but I'm going to guess it's Riemeyer. Adam Riemeyer. I am now watching this guy like a hawk because Dinner in America and Snack Shack, two fucking bangers. Very enjoyable films. They both don't really pull any punches either. They're both pretty raw and rugged.
And he wrote and directed both of them.
Yeah, and they're both pretty different too. Like,
are they? That was going to be my question because, as the description says, Dinner in America is a black comedy, so it's
Shuddy Boy thought it was going to be like Soul Plane, and I'm like, no, it's not that kind of black comedy, Shuddy.
Kevin's like, I just watched a movie that's right up your alley. It's called Dinner in America. And I'm reading it, and it's like a black comedy. I'm like, why does Kevin think this is right up my alley? And then I'm reading more.
Wayne Brothers.
And then I'm reading more about a punk rock lead singer and the woman obsessed with his band. I'm like, what a weird comedy for like a black filmmaker to make. And then I'm like scratching my head. And I'm like, oh, you fucking idiot! It's like a heavy comedy. It's not a comedy. It's like, you dumbass.
Yeah, it was like, hey, Shuddy, you like bar soap and washcloths. You might like this movie.
Like, what the fuck? So, Snack Shack is a little bit lighter.
Yeah, but it's got like, so it starts, it's a hard movie to get a beat on, which is kind of why I'm like out of nowhere just all about this director, because I like filmmakers that kind of keep you on your toes. It starts way sillier than it ends. It ends like much heavier coming of age stuff, but like, I don't know, it had that vibe because like, you know, when we were young and in the 90s, when you're all fucking cranky all the time and mad at your mom and things seem way heavier than they actually are, it's like, you know, there's like some love triangle stuff thrown in and some heavier shit going down, and I don't know, I just really liked the turn of it. It covers a lot of bases. I don't know, it was just a really, really solid flick. I wasn't expecting it. It's every other word out of all the characters' mouths is fuck, so it's definitely very, very filthy, which, you know, the three of us in the Puminati are all about. I was like, man, this is a solid double billing. Snack Shack and Dinner in America, two very different movies, but they do both have their uncomfortable moments for sure. But I thought it was sick. Good flicks. Two good flicks. I don't know if you guys ended up checking anything new out.
Just Dinner in America.
I did start a doc, which I'll talk about here in a second. But have you seen Challengers yet, Bill, Kevin or Shuddy?
No.
I have not, because I think Carl has issues with Zendaya. Perhaps related to me stating that I have a crush on her.
Oh, no shit.
So Carl has not given you a Zendaya hall pass?
No. But she was like, yeah, I have zero interest in seeing Challengers. And so that was when I have to see what... She also got burnt out because every time we went to the movie, they showed the same trailer. And she's like, this fucking trailer again. She's like, all right, they burnt me out. It's like people talking about The Wire. I now have no interest. But I want to see it because I've heard good things. I've heard it's pretty gnarly. I like the director. I do like Zendaya. So I actually did buy a ticket. I'm going to see it tomorrow by myself.
Nice. Nice.
Pull a Pee Wee
I
Herman.
think Bill
Yeah, well,
might have given it at least 4.5 dicks, if not 5. He loved it.
I've heard nothing but good things, but Carl will not be swayed.
Neither will I. I don't think I'll be going to see it either. Bill started off his review, his 5-dick review was, now Geoff, you're going to think this is kind of gay. But I was like, already at that point, you've lost me. But
Yeah.
he really liked Challengers for what it's worth.
I did just see he on Letterboxd, he did give it 4.5 stars.
Man,
A half a star behind The Second Coming of John Cooper, which he declared a 5-dicker.
nice.
He came up to me at the premiere and he opened up his letterbox. He's like, I want you to witness this because this does not happen often. And then, boop, dubbed it a 5-dicker. I was like,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 John Cooper dicks went in my brother's mouth.
yeah. I was like, oh.
I got to go ahead and I got to review that as well. I got the ticket too, still.
Oh, hell
So
yeah.
why?
It's in my wallet.
Mine's in my wallet also, but Sharon told me I need to take it out or it's not going to survive.
Yeah, it'll rub
Yeah.
off. I did.
That's-
I preserved my ticket as well, and when the posters get printed, I'm gonna get it framed with a little space at the bottom to preserve the ticket stub as well.
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
I'm still figuring out what I'm gonna do. I just have it on my desk, and I have like a little space for memorable things.
I'm going to use the laminator and make it into a bookmark.
Oh, sick! Nice.
So I started watching this documentary about Robert Durst, an HBO Max documentary. There's 2 seasons on it. The first season has 6 episodes. And I finished it last night, I think, or finished 5 of the 6 episodes as of last night. So I got to get into the second season, but I thought it was fucking sick. It's a true crime documentary series. Kevin, you might have heard of it. Have you? Have you heard of this Robert Durst guy?
yeah, because that was the one where he was like mic'd up when they were doing the first season, and he went to take a shit or something, and then on mic he was like, I fucking killed my wife. And then that like ended up getting him locked up, right?
No, that's not. You got part of that right. He
He did take a shit.
while they took a break, him and the guy that was interviewing the documentarian, while the documentarian bounced, he just stayed on set and he was on a hot mic and he was just like, it looked like rehearsing his lies or lines, whatever, however you want to phrase that. And then his lawyer like come in and was like, dude, that's a hot mic. Just stop. It's picking up what you're saying to yourself. Quit talking to yourself. You're
confessing
saying
out
stupid
loud.
stuff. Yeah. Quit doing that, dude. The lawyer had to step in.
Oh.
But no, it's about like this guy who's in a super rich family, a Manhattan real estate family, and he's accused of, I think, 3 murders at this point. I haven't seen the second season, but he's accused of 3 murders, and it's almost like it's like Succession, but if Kendall was actually a mass murderer or a serial killer, and a true crime documentary series. So that's where I probably lost you, Kevin. But it's fucking cool and it's interesting.
Yeah, I'll get the
so
cliff notes from Steph.
Oh, I gotta text Steph about that, or Carl, excuse me.
I will say she was a little thrown for a loop that you didn't text her about barfing.
I didn't want.
She thought that maybe
He didn't want to look like a bitch.
she thought there
I
was
don't
a
wanna be a
rift
pussy.
in your guys' relationship. She's like, why wouldn't he tell me that?
Because I didn't want to look like a pussy in front of her.
She already knows you're a pussy. It doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
She's friends with you regardless.
I understand she would overlook me being a pussy about her hot yoga class, but I didn't want to. I also didn't want to give her the satisfaction of like, yeah, I made him puke.
I did tell her about it. She's like, why did he go to a fucking McDonald's drive-thru right after leaving yoga? I'm like, well, I think Geoff
she
looks
told me
at
not
being
to eat
healthy as
beforehand.
a sign of softness.
She told me not to eat beforehand. I didn't eat anything for like 16 hours. I was fucking hungry.
Oh, really? Because she told me, she was like, fuck, she was like, I think I messed up. Like, I did mean to tell Geoff not to eat 2 hours before class because she's like, so she thought that she was the reason you puked because she didn't tell you not to eat for 2 hours, but you went 16 hours.
I don't know how long. I ate breakfast at 9 a.m. and the class was 8:39, and I didn't eat. I got McDonald's, did my whole thing where I left it on the counter for like a half an hour, 45 minutes, showered, smoked pot, microwaved it, and then ate it. So what is that? From 9 to 12? So what's this, like 15 hours?
Nasty motherfucker.
I microwaved it.
That's like I don't know. You eat your McDonald's the same way that one weird cheese is, where they like let flies fuck around with it and then they seal it back up and then you eat it when it's filled with maggots. Like, oh, the proper way to eat McDonald's is to let it sit out in the fucking sun and then you microwave it to kill all the germs.
I mean, I am fucking weird. That's fair, but I don't know. It's just the way I like to eat my McDonald's after basketball, in this case, yoga, in my bed as I'm watching The Daily Show or Netflix or something. And I can't get in my bed before showering because I'm fucking soaking wet. So,
well, when you present it like that, your case is airtight.
I mean, there is an argument to be made. I actually thought about this. The last time I went to basketball, should I go home, shower, and smoke, and then go to McDonald's and pick it up so I have fresh McDonald's? Probably, right? I should.
Yeah, yeah.
But and also, if I don't feel like going out after I shower and smoking pot, I'd probably save myself a cheat meal.
That's what I was going to say. The likelihood of once you do all of that, of wanting to go back out is going to be slim to none.
Right. So that's why I got to get to McDonald's first.
It's going to be like Helen after Korean barbecue when she went in the house to put her sneakers on and then decided it was too cold and she didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah. I found, I got a big ass box of Uncrustables from Sam's Club. So I might do that.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Yeah.
Grape or strawberry?
Strawberry. I should get an Uncrustable in between the main episode and the podcast, actually. I'm getting a little famished.
I sometimes, I haven't gotten Uncrustables in a long time, probably since my first LA apartment. But I used to, because they tell you to kind of like warm them betwixt your butt cheeks or something to like thaw it. But one time I was like, fuck you, directions. I'm hungry right now. I'm eating this son of a bitch. And I was like, ooh, I kind of like it with the hard bread and just this ice pop of peanut butter and jelly in the center.
No shit.
You ever gone that way?
No, I've only had, this was my first time actually eating an Uncrustable, which is a weird thing to even say.
Wow. That is
so I just let them thaw and then ate one. But I'm going to eat another one after we're done recording the main episode. Go grab one because I'm getting kind of hungry.
Well, it is about that time. We do have to head on over to Patreon land.
Oh, it's an Uncrustable time for Geoff Clark.
Yeah.
I will not be turning the John Cooper ticket into a bookmark with the laminator.
Why's that?
Because luckily I thought to run a test through with a different piece of heat transfer paper and it turned it black.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that might not be the move. Thank you everybody for listening. We are now back on schedule. I know it's kind of weird getting 2 episodes a couple days apart, but if you need more MSPH in your life, please support the homies. Sign up, patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Is it next week? Next week? Are we fucking
Master
back?
Chef?
God damn it. Some people think that Crafter Geoff Shuddy Edition is the greatest thing Mad Scientist Party Hour offers. So,
I think it's the best thing I do in the world.
It really brings out a side of Geoff that we do not get to see very much. It's really where he shines, both with valid input and some of the funniest mispronunciations you'll ever hear him utter.
Yeah, corn. There's times too where I leave my body mid Crafter Geoff and just look down like I am killing it right now. It is all happening right now.
So call our bluff and sign up. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Is this season 4 of Crafter Geoff Shuddy Edition?
It is season 4 of Crafter Geoff.
Fucking
Kelsey.
crazy. Fucking crazy.
Right? Who were the winners? It was
Kelsey.
Dara,
right?
Dorian.
Dara. And then who was the last one?
The Iowa fat guy, right? I wanted to say Graham, but maybe just gave off Graham Elliott vibes.
No, it was.
Pull it up.
I can't remember.
The one from the Midwest, the one from Missouri.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought he was from Iowa, but yeah, Midwest region. The winner.
I think it was Grant. Wasn't
Grant, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He beat out Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a lot to discuss once Crafter Geoff Shuddy Edition starts up again. So great time. This is like the perfect time if you've ever been on the fence to jump on, because not only do you get Crafter Geoff, but we do a bonus podcast every week after we do this one. And then the $10 tier has all of our other specialty shows, Queef or No Queef, and Supermarket Queefs, What the Fuck Did I Just Watch, Snack Attacks, Between Two Flushes, Kevin's Nerd Hole, 60 Seconds with Kevin. It just goes on and on and on. Endless content there. So check it out. You can also follow us on Instagram. I am at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
Geoffram Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. And at John Cooper Movie, if you want to check that out. By the way, keep your eyes peeled. John Cooper, the Second Coming of John Cooper trailer is dropping this week. And if you are a movie nerd and you want to hear deep dives and crazy facts and all the ins and outs of some of your favorite movies, patreon.com/movie night with Kevin just did a really fun episode on The Fly. And this week, this Friday, the episode drops for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Doing creature features this month. Pumped on that. Just got this sick fucking 4K Steelbook edition of Killer Clowns with a whole bunch of goodies and extras. So breaking that all down.
A little early spooky season for everyone.
It is the halfway point to Halloween. So
halfway to spooky season.
Got to sneak in some sort of horror element beforehand. So check that out. And if you want to see these videos or episodes, whatever, and not just listen to them, youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. And Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark.
Yeah, probably going to connect with my homie David Troy to talk about the conference finals previews. Got the Dallas Mavericks and Minnesota Timberwolves and Celtics versus Pacers. So that should be dropping later this week, so look out for that. And otherwise, just golf moving on in a few weeks, picking back up the golf podcast. So Outkick Bets.
There you have it, friends. Thanks again for listening, but until next time, woo, oh, something.